y'all, it's me, Kelly. We are on our next part of our mixed media with our molding paste, fiber paste, whatever you have. I'm going to use the molding paste that I made. You can use molding paste that you have. You can use the fiber paste that you made if you made it, or your molding paste if you made it. Or, you know, you can use gesso if you want. That also leaves a little bit of puffiness. If you do not have, I'm using two different stencils. If you do not have, or I might just use the big one today. If you don't have stencils, okay, something that you can do is take a piece of cardstock, cut out some pieces, or use a punch. You could take a piece of cardstock, fold it in half, cut out a heart, cut out a star, just cut out random, like a random shape, and use that as your stencil. You can just put your molding paste or your paste that you made down, and then you can just use, like I said, the back of your bottles or caps or erasers or whatever to get. Sometimes I use like these things that like trim and all come on and ribbon, and you can just make, you know, texture in through that. You don't have to have stencils, and that's where we're at. So I'm going to use these feathers, this feather stencil I got. I was going to cut them into pieces to, so I have separate stencils to use, which I usually do when I buy stencils like this, because then I get all these great different stencils. But I haven't done it yet, so I thought, why not just use this? So this is the part we're doing now. It's adding the molding paste. I'm not caring what color my molding paste is. I'm going to give it a stir. Make sure it's really good in there. Again, I covered mine. I'm going to put a rubber band around it so it couldn't get in there. Mine's a little wetter, but it'll dry. You just really want to stir this good. I was going to use my other molding paste because I have so much of it, but I figured since I made it, and some of you made it too, so while I leave this sit for one more minute and then stir it a little bit more, then I'm going to put it on. Connie Felton just contacted me, and apparently she had signed up and I did not write her name down, which that's okay, because that's only the second person that I missed, and I'm thrilled that it's not 10. So I've not heard back. I've heard from several people. If I do not hear back from where's my list? I gotta write her name down. If I don't hear back from Melinda Fernandez, Lunabird, then I'm gonna put in Connie Felton in there. They have until noon tomorrow to contact either who they're trading with and everything like that, because that gives them way more time than I wanted to do. So Connie Felton, make your 2 ATC cards, because you're definitely going to be in the trade. It depends on who you're sending to, which right at this moment doesn't matter, because you will be sending to somebody. But I'm getting a lot of people. Tessa1919 gave me her email address. I put that in the comments. A lot of people on here. The rest of these people I think I know. I just don't know Melinda Fernandez and Lunabird offhand by those names. I think Michelle K gave us hers too, yeah. And then, so we're doing good. We just got those things in. So Connie Felton, make your 2 cards. It can be of any subject, and then I will tell you who you're sending to. But we are doing good, doing good, doing good. So all you do is you just take whatever stencils you have. And I don't know if I made enough of this to use. I probably should have started sooner because it's a little watery. It needs to, kind of needs to sit a little bit more to soak in, but I'm all right. And I'm just going to use my scraper. And I'm not worrying if it goes underneath or anything like that. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm just looking for some texture. And that's what you want. There are going to be times when you want exactly what you put on here to show through. I'm not worried about that. I just want a little bit of texture. So I should have got my other thing because this catches on it dry and I didn't clean it. But I just want some texture to come up and show through. All right, this is the worst thing for this. Why didn't I get my other scraper? Like I said, I needed to leave that sit a little bit longer when I put the water in it and stirred it. But I have no patience. So I'm going to scrape it off. And I can see it's running underneath, which I don't care because it's just going to add texture wherever I put it. I'm not necessarily, I am going to grab my other molding paste though for right now because my patience is shot to hell today. Let's use some of this. This is called crackle paste. And it's the same kind of thing. And I'm just gonna, see, that's the consistency you want it to be with the baby powder, but like I said, I gotta leave it sit so it absorbs all the baby powder that I mean the water and the baby powder absorb together. But again, not worrying. Just getting some texture on. Getting my texture on. I just don't have patience sitting here doing all the ATC stuff this morning and adding people. I'm not adding anybody else. Connie will be the last one I add, so everybody else is going to have to wait until the February swap. We're good because I can't keep adding. Connie's no big deal because like I said, I haven't. If we don't hear from somebody, she can replace somebody. And if we do, I have a place to put her. So I'm not worried at all about adding her, but I'm done. Next month, there's going to be one place to sign up. I'm going to do it a bit differently. So everybody has to sign up at the same place. So I don't have to go through all kinds of videos and then that kind of thing. And then people want to be added and stuff, which this month is no big deal. But if we have another big amount like we do now, it gets a little bit harder. Some of my watercolors coming up. But it gets a little harder, you know, as you go on and then people see it and they want to do it. So we're going to, everybody be aware that we're doing it monthly. So once we have our sign-ups, we're kind of done. So you have to make sure that I know. Scrape some of this off. Put more of that on there. So I know that you guys, you know, are all in. Like I said, this month was more my fault of having too many. It was my fault of organizing that. I had too many videos talking about it, and then people would put I'm in, and then wouldn't watch like other videos of mine to see like, okay, this is where you will sign up at, if that makes sense. And I'm gonna take a little bit more of this. But I'm thrilled because it doesn't, it's not that big of a, like it's not a major deal, if that makes sense. So now this is like a horrible thing to use with these thin little things right here, like these little feather things, because it's not lifting up. Or rather, it's grabbing and lifting up, and that's not what I want. Just want some texture. And then I'm going to lift it up. And you can see it gives you great texture. And once it dries, it's going to be great. It's a little, like I said, it needed to absorb a little bit more. But I'm not too worried about it. You just want the texture. And then maybe I'll do... I really like this feather. But when I put this on my disc, it's going to make a mess. Let me set this up like this for a momento. And what I'll do is, now I wasn't going to do the whole page because I know that I want to put, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do on here. I'm probably going to keep it this way when I paint, so that whatever I put on here, a lot of people don't like doing faces. A lot of people, you know what I mean? So I haven't quite decided what I'm going to use. We shall see what I'm going to put as the main picture. But we're still doing background, so. And I'm just doing a thin coat. I'm just going to add some texture. You want to make it thicker? By all means. So I'm going to do that on there. Scrape that. Start on here. I'm going to grab some of this, my homemade one. You kind of got to hold it down, but those little crevices, this might not be great for the crevices. Those little things get caught, but there we go. Okay. See, now that one come out much better. Like I said, this one's a little wet only due to the fact of, let's clean it up a little bit, that I make such a mess. There has to be I'm going to invent a stencil cleaner. Like when you use stencils that you can just, I know I should just get one of my containers, put water in it, and then just set the stencil in there when I use them, but I don't. I'll just have to take it to the sink, but I don't want it to get it all over my stuff. So I'm going to wipe off real quick. Talk amongst yourselves. Just a real quick wipe off. And then come back later and clean it. Now, if you have a Q-tip, which I don't know if I have Q-tips in here or not. I keep meaning to grab some to have in here. You can now go around where your stencil is if it went through. This might not have been the best stencil to use for those because it has so many little things in it. But you can go around and take off really what you don't want. Let me put this here. So if I have my, like I can see the texture of it, and this isn't going to bother me too much, but let's just say, I kind of want to leave it alone because I kind of like it. Let's just say you want to stamp in it, okay? Like I was telling you, we'll stamp. So we're going to go into this bigger one in the middle because the outside has good. And I'm just going to lightly touch that in. Give it, could be any stamp you have. Give it a nice push in and a pull out. So that gives you another. Now see, we have this on here, so we can go in a spot maybe that you want to add some and just push it down. And then you'll have some of your texture here. Or go in, how did that happen? Or go into your art journal book or your mixed media book that you have and go and stamp off in there with your molding paste because it'll dry. And then you'll have, some texture in there for when you go into work. And I'll just keep stamping a little bit, little bit, little bit. And it just gives you a little bit extra. So that's kind of where we're at. That one came out better. I think I used less. This one, you know, it sat a little bit longer. That's what I wanted because this one I had just stirred up, yeah. And it was still a little bit, it needed just to sit and absorb a little bit more. Now, something you can do while these are wet also is sprinkle a little glitter if you want. Or you can, if you're going to use a light color on them, you can take a chopstick or skewer or something to that effect. I'm just trying to get this cleaned up here a little bit. But like I said, if you have no stamps, but you made the molding paste, it's easy. You can also, God, my hand's so itchy today. Where's my pen? My pencil? I know I have it. You can go on some of these, like I said, and do dots. You know, if you just put some on here and just add texture. Take your pencil and draw in it. And you can draw to give more definition. If it happens like it happened to me, you know, you're just going to kind of draw. And when it dries, you have more definition. I know the stem's here. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just about having fun. Also, I don't know if you can see, and the water will evaporate. That won't be anything major, so you don't have to worry. You can just go in and play a little bit of texture. That's what we love. Texture in here. I mean, look, it's already drying, so what piece of dog hair in there never hurt nobody. Sorry, people. Unless I'm making something for somebody or whatever, my stuff sits where my cat gets up on the thing. But like if I'm making for somebody, then I make sure I don't have my animals in here if I'm making something to sell or whatever, because some people are allergic. But that did great. This one worked out fantastic. I'm just using my pencil point in there to make some, you know, some things. In here, you can go in and make, like I said, all kinds of different things. Stamp things in there. And it's, like I said, it's a little bit wet, but you can see the texture that's going to come as you're in there drawing and squiggling. So remember, nothing is a mistake. Everything is a joy. Everything is going to work perfectly. This one, and then you'll see when they're dry how great they are. And that's the homemade one. This is it would be molding paste. It's called crackle paste. Same thing. Oh, I stuck my finger in it. What am I thinking? Oh, kill it. So, that is our next step. And then once this dries, we're going to put on another, I don't know, I haven't quite decided exactly, so I'm not going to say. But we're going to put on a coat and of either more papers or paints. And then we'll get to getting closer to deciding what we're going to put on it. And I'm loving it. Loving it, loving it. Like I said, if you have a stamp, whatever, stamp in it, draw in it with your pencil. If you don't have stencils, smear it down and just squiggle in it and do little doodles or pictures or whatever. So it's going to be awesome. I'm very excited. Use your caps to things. I save caps for everything and just a few little circles just to add some more texture. You know, so many things you can do even if you don't have stencils. So that is our next part. I'm so excited. And the crackle paste that I used is not as thick as a regular molding paste. If you can see here, you can see the variation in the color where it's thicker in places and not in others. So when the paint gets on there, you'll see the difference. I did kind of go over my flower there and my other flower. Not caring about it real too much because it's peeping through a little bit. I'm happy with it. I'm thrilled to death. So now it's just to let this dry and us move on. Like I said, take your, you know, if this is too wet for you, add a little bit more powder. If it's too dry, add a little bit more glue or paint. You know, it's a little runnier, yeah, because I added a little bit of water in it just so it wouldn't dry out, because under these lights, everything dries out. But it dries hard as a rock. It dries fantastic. And you will see once it's dry. Again, you have, like, when you're doing it, you have, like, you can sit and have time. And I hate keeping you guys forever when I do these things, because, you know, I want you guys to get to getting. And I know you guys aren't stupid, so it's like, you know, I don't want to sit here like a goofball, like, and then, you guys know. You know what you're doing. So I will save this for the next thing. And I am thrilled to death. So, again, Connie Felton, make your 2 ATC cards. It's any theme this month of January, and I will get to you who you will be sending to. No problem. No more sign-ups. Nobody else added, unless I see that you had signed up and I missed your name. That's the only way I'm going to add anybody else, which I think I double-checked everything after Connie wrote me to make sure that she had mentioned it to me, because some people wrote me on Facebook, some people wrote on YouTube, so it was like all over the place. So next time, lesson learned, I will have to make sure it's all in one place. It's not a big deal at all, because, that, again, was my fault. I'm going to paint on here just to show you one thing. And, so far so good. And really not as bad as I anticipated it to be. People are really excited and friendly, and this is the one I had with the molding paste that I did. I'm going to put a little bit of orange on here. I just put my brush away. I don't know why I did that. Pick up that orange. And paint it. But anybody who has not joined and is just hearing about it or whatever, we will have another swap in February. Make sure you go back 2 videos to see who your person is and who you are to swap with. Everybody's leaving their email addresses, so go there and leave your email address. Oh, this is cool. All right, let me show you. So can you see, like if I hold it like that, you can see how it's lifted. Now what I'm going to do is take my paper towel, and I'm just going to lightly wipe over it a little bit. Over the raised pieces. I love this. And this is the homemade stuff. Now this is before I wet it with some water. Can you see how cool that looks? How it looks embossed? Look how cool. So freaking cool. Now I'm going to spray a little bit of water. Very lightly. Give it another wipe. And this will give it a distressed look, which I love. So it depends. Some people don't like distressed look. I myself do. Now look how cool. Look at that. Oh my God, my hands are not working very well today. I'm having a bad day, health-wise today. But can you see? Look how cool that looks. And you can see the texture. It's going to be so freaking cool in our painting. on our mixed media piece. See if I'll hold you down here. So then you can also make a distressed. Very fun. It's very fun. And I really wish that you guys could really see. I don't know if I turn this off, if it'd be easier for you guys to see or not. Yeah, a little bit. Because the orange is like wet and it's like a glossier. But can you see that? How cool. I get excited over stupid things. I apologize. I just get so excited over these things. Because you could keep it fully covered and have that texture, or you could just wipe it off a little bit and get this cool distress look. And you made your own embossing paste or molding paste. Same thing. Look how cool. Look how cool. It's so exciting. Okay. I'm done. I'm done being a goofball. Alright guys, so that's the next part of our mixed media piece. Very fun. Leave it dry, and then we're going to have a blast and continue on. And we're getting there, and I'm loving it. And I'm just loving, I'm loving everything. The homemade paste, the colors, I'm just really loving it. So I don't even know where I'm going to go next with it. It depends on once everything's dry. So as always, be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. Make sure you go on the first ATC, and then I made another ATC video with the second group of people who wanted to join. I did get them in. Connie Felton emailed me a few minutes ago saying that she was on the list and didn't see her on the list. So Connie, yes, you're on the list. I'm putting you on the list. Make 2 ATC cards, and I will give you. You have till the end of January to mail them. I will give you your 2 people probably tomorrow, because if I don't hear, if I don't hear by tomorrow around noon Eastern from a few people with their addresses and all, then I'm going to have to take them out. And if they want to join, they can wait until February again, just because I really want this on the roll, and I really want everybody to know who they're mailing to and all that kind of thing. So I'm giving them from yesterday until tomorrow to put their email addresses up. So if they do that, then I have another alternative. And if not, you'll fill in for one of them. So it's not a big deal. So everybody start your cards. A lot of fun. Don't forget to go on and put on your email address so your swappies can email you and give you, you can give them your home address and they can give you theirs. And be kind to each other, because you never know what battle somebody else is fighting. And I hope y'all have a great day. I think that's all I got today. So I can't wait. Tag me with your next part of your mixed media project, because I'm so excited. I love seeing everybody's. And I hope you'll have a great new year. Happy New Year to all of you. Bye, guys.